Happiness is not something we find in others, it's something we create within ourselves. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It's an opportunity to grow, to master your emotions, and to design a life that excites you every single day. So today I want to share with you how to unlock happiness when you're by yourself, how to turn solitude into your superpower, and how to build a life that makes you feel alive, fulfilled, and unstoppable. Happiness starts in the mind. If you believe that being alone is a negative thing, you will experience loneliness, emptiness, and even sadness. But if you shift your mindset and see solitude as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to master yourself, then being alone becomes empowering. Everything we experience is shaped by the meaning we give it. The same situation can either feel like a curse or a blessing, depending on the perspective we choose. When you control your perspective, you control your happiness. Most people associate happiness with external things, relationships, success, recognition. But those things are temporary. If your happiness depends on others, what happens when they leave? If it depends on achievements, what happens when you fail? The truth is, happiness is an internal game. And that creation begins with mastering the way we think about ourselves and our circumstances. When you're alone, your thoughts get louder. If those thoughts are negative, solitude feels like a prison. If those thoughts are empowering, solitude feels like freedom. That's why mastering your mindset is the first and most important step in being happy alone. You have to train your mind to focus on what's good, what's possible, and what you can control. Instead of thinking, why am I alone? Start thinking, what can I do with this time? How can I grow? What excites me? Questions shape your focus, and your focus determines your emotions. One of the most powerful things you can do is practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's missing, focus on what you have. When you appreciate your health, your abilities, you start to see that happiness isn't in something external, it's in the way you experience the present moment. No matter where you are in life, there is always something to be grateful for. And when you truly feel gratitude, loneliness disappears. Another key part of mastering your mindset is feeding your mind the right information. If you constantly consume negative news, comparisons on social media, or thoughts of self-doubt, you are programming yourself for unhappiness. But if you read books that inspire you, listen to uplifting messages, and focus on learning, your mind starts to shift. You begin to believe in possibilities. You start to see yourself as capable. And most importantly, you start to realize that happiness is a choice you make every single day. Solitude is a mirror. It reflects back what's inside you. If you have unresolved fears, they will surface when you're alone. But if you take control of your mindset, if you fill your mind with positivity, growth, and purpose, then being alone becomes a gift. You become someone who enjoys their own company, someone who doesn't need external validation to feel worthy, and someone who can generate happiness from within. When you master your mindset, you don't just learn to be happy alone, you become unstoppable. Your daily routine determines the quality of your life. When you wake up without a plan, without direction, and just drift through the day, when you're alone, your routine becomes even more important because it creates stability. Without structure, it's easy to fall into bad habits, waking up late, scrolling endlessly on your phone, or feeling stuck in a cycle of boredom and frustration. But when you design your days with intention, everything changes. You wake up with a purpose, you move with energy, and you experience each day as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. The first thing to focus on is your morning. How you start your day affects everything that follows. If you wake up and immediately check social media, your mind gets flooded with distractions and comparisons. Instead, create a routine that fuels you. Start with movement, whether it's stretching, working out, or going for a walk. This isn't just about fitness, it's about activating your body, getting your blood flowing, and waking up your mind. Then take a few minutes for gratitude or journaling. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your mind from lack to abundance. You train yourself to see the good in your life, which instantly boosts happiness. Another key part of your routine is learning. When you spend time reading, listening to motivational content, or working on a new skill, you're not just passing time, you're growing, and growth creates fulfillment. Many people feel unhappy alone because they feel stagnant. But when you commit to learning, you give yourself a sense of progress, whether it's reading a few pages of a book, taking an online course, or even practicing a hobby. These small habits build momentum and confidence. Your routine should also include moments of self-reflection. Being alone is the perfect opportunity to connect with yourself to understand your desires and to gain clarity on your life. Take time for meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. Most people fear being alone with their thoughts, but when you embrace them, you develop emotional strength. You start to trust yourself more, and that inner trust leads to a deeper sense of happiness. Finally, add something to your routine that excites you, whether it's playing an instrument, painting, exercising, or working on a project. Doing something you love keeps your energy high. Happiness isn't just about feeling good in the moment, it's about creating a life that excites you daily. When you build a powerful routine, you stop waiting for happiness to come from outside sources, you generate it from within. Most people try to escape solitude by consuming distractions, watching endless shows, scrolling through social media, or playing video games for hours. While entertainment has its place, true happiness doesn't come from consuming, it comes from creating. When you shift from being a passive consumer to an active creator, you engage your mind, develop new skills, and experience real fulfillment. Think about the last time you created something. Whether it was writing, painting, cooking a new recipe, or even building something with your hands. There's a sense of pride and accomplishment that comes from making something that didn't exist before. Creation gives you purpose. It gives you something to look forward to. The key is to engage with life rather than passively let it happen. When you spend all your time consuming, you're filling your mind with other people's ideas, stories, and creations. While this can be inspiring, it doesn't give you the same satisfaction as making something yourself. Imagine watching a movie versus writing your own script, or scrolling through social media versus building a brand, or listening to music versus composing your own tune. Creation brings deeper fulfillment than consumption ever will. Another reason why creating is powerful is that it puts you in a state of flow. Have you ever been so absorbed in an activity that you lost track of time? That's the flow state, and it's one of the most fulfilling experiences you can have. When you create, you activate this state more often, you challenge yourself, you grow, and you feel a deep sense of engagement with what you're doing. This is why people who pursue hobbies or creative projects are often happier. They have something that excites them, something that pulls them forward. If you want to be happy alone, start making things. Write a book, paint a picture, cook an incredible meal, start a side business, or learn photography. The more you create, the more confident and fulfilled you feel. And the best part, you don't need anyone else to do this. You can create anytime, anywhere. Happiness isn't about how much you consume, it's about how much you contribute. When you create, you give something back to the world, even if it's just for yourself. You move from feeling empty to feeling empowered. And that shift, that's where true happiness begins. Your body and mind are deeply connected. If your body is sluggish, your mind follows. If you feel drained, it's nearly impossible to feel happy. That's why taking care of your physical health is one of the most powerful ways to boost your happiness, especially when you're alone. When you prioritize movement, nutrition, and rest, you don't just improve your body, you transform your entire state of being. The first step is movement. Exercise isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. When you move, your body releases endorphins, natural chemicals that make you feel happier and more energized. It's impossible to stay in a negative state when your heart is pumping, your lungs are expanding, and your body is fully engaged. You don't need to spend hours in a gym. A simple walk outside, a short workout at home, or even stretching in the morning can shift your mood instantly. When you move your body, you move your emotions. Another key factor is nutrition. What you eat affects how you feel. If you fill your body with junk food, processed sugars, and heavy carbs, your energy crashes, your mind gets foggy, and your mood dips. But when you fuel yourself with whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, you feel more alive, more alert, and more capable. The more you nourish your body, the better you feel, and the easier it becomes to enjoy life, even when you're alone. Then there's sleep. Most people underestimate how much rest affects their mood. If you're constantly tired, small problems feel huge. Motivation disappears and loneliness hits harder. But when you get quality sleep, your brain resets, your body repairs, and you wake up feeling refreshed. The key is to develop a strong nighttime routine. You turn off screens before bed. Keep your room cool and dark and go to sleep at a consistent time. When you sleep well, you don't just wake up rested, you wake up ready to take on life. Breathing and relaxation also play a role. Stress and anxiety build up in the body, and if you don't release them, they weigh you down. Deep breathing, meditation, or even just taking a few minutes to sit in silence can calm your mind and bring you back to the present moment. When you breathe deeply, you send a signal to your brain that you are safe reducing stress and making happiness more accessible. When you treat your body with care, everything changes. Your energy rises, your mind clears, and happiness becomes effortless. You stop looking for joy in external things and start experiencing it naturally from within. The more you respect and strengthen your body, the more you realize that happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you create by how you live every single day. One of the most powerful ways to be happy alone is to master your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality, and if you don't control them, they will control you. Many people feel unhappy alone, not because they are truly lonely, but because their mind convinces them that being alone is a bad thing. They associate solitude with sadness, boredom, or emptiness, but the truth is, being alone is an opportunity. It's a chance to build yourself, to discover who you are, and to create a life that excites you. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing solitude as something to escape, see it as something to embrace. When you change the way you think about being alone, you go from feeling lonely to feeling free. You start enjoying your own company instead of craving distractions. You realize that happiness isn't about who's around you, it's about what's happening inside of you. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind for happiness is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your entire experience of life shifts. Instead of thinking, I wish I had someone to talk to, you start thinking, I'm grateful for this time to work on myself. Instead of feeling like something is missing, you start seeing everything you already have. The way you speak to yourself determines how you feel. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm lonely, I'm not good enough, or I need someone else to be happy, your mind will believe it and you'll feel miserable. But if you start telling yourself, I love my own company, I am complete on my own, and this time is a gift, you'll start to feel empowered. Your words create your emotions, and your emotions shape your reality. Visualization is another powerful tool. The more you train your mind to focus on positive outcomes, the less you get stuck in negative thinking. Happiness is an inside job. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you interpret it. When you learn to control your thoughts, you gain the ultimate freedom. You stop depending on external factors for happiness and start generating it from within. The more you train your mind to see the good, to focus on possibilities, and to appreciate the present moment, the more happiness becomes your natural state, whether you're alone or not.